Herzlich willkommen, liebe Freunde. Es ist Montagabend und wir haben Pirates Cove Zeit. Und ihr merkt, wir sind happy, weil wir haben den Austrian Bowl gewonnen. We are the Champions ist der Titel heute Abend. Sieger! Sieger! Yeah! Unser Special Guest heute, OC Callahan, former quarterback, former receiver. You are with the Raiders since 10 seasons. And yeah, now you are the guest in the Pirates Cove. Probably the highlight of your career, right?
It's called the peak.
It's the highlight of my career. I was so excited when I got the text in the morning. I mean, I was on cloud 9 for at least 4 or 5 hours.
I picked him up. He got in the car. He's like, "I'm really excited for this." And like sometimes I was like, "Are you being sarcastic?" He's like, "No, I'm ready. Let's go."
I'm number 1 fan.
Und natürlich unser Quarterback Sean Shelton auch wieder am
Only
Start.
Quarterback. I can only do quarterback. See, some guys can play quarterback.
Well, I mean, I was decent. I was like the white
only play
slash.
quarterback,
Only
so
quarterback.
pretty one-dimensional player.
White Cordell Stewart.
We will pick
Okay,
that
yeah,
up
sorry.
later. Und natürlich auch ein herzlich willkommen an euch da draußen, liebe Fans, liebe Leute in nah und fern, wie ihr eingeschaltet habt. Wir haben heute ziemlich viel zu quatschen. Es gibt zwar nur ein Spiel, über das wir reden, aber es war ein relativ großes. Es war der Austrian Bowl. Biggest game of the year, I think, in Austria for sure.
Yeah.
And for the Raiders too. There's some people say the European competition is higher, but I think the Austrian bowl game is always something special and important. It's your national title. It's something big. How is it for you guys? What would be more important?
That's a good question.
I think it's not that it's more important. I think that you see these guys through the year and you know exactly what everyone is doing, so you got to prepare a little bit different. You always got to have the little wrinkles, and then that energy also comes with any big game like that.
And
So-
it's the last.
It's the last game.
It's the last game of the season. I think there was never a time where the European final was after the Austrian final. So
No.
No.
I think the closest was Berlin. We
with
played,
one way,
It was like 11 days or something like that. No.
it
6
was because
days or something.
there was a holiday and the Euro Bowl final was on a Thursday.
Yeah. And then we
No,
played
it was
the-
it
it
was
was like a
closer.
week.
It was less than 7 days or something. Yeah,
Exactly.
whatever.
Whatever.
I think the Austrian Bowl is like the culmination of the season, and although the CEFL or the international championships are also super important, it feels like a stepping stone towards the season you want. But it's always special.
Always special. Danke für eure Glückwünsche, Jay in Tirol und Black Shark. Danke.
Football Hauptstadt, baby.
Yeah, three-peat. There was a discussion why we called it a three-peat.
Well,
Probably we
Because
didn't
they won
explain
the
it.
well, it is a
Austrian
three-peat
Bowl.
for Austrian Bowl, right?
Exactly. Last
Right.
year wasn't an Austrian Bowl. It was a championship series for the national title.
Right.
In German, the Staatsmeister, and the Vikings won it, but it wasn't an Austrian Bowl.
Well, and nevertheless, it's still a three-peat for us because we've won the last 3 competitions that we've competed in.
Exactly.
So, in either definition, it was a three-peat. Excuse me.
Yeah. Let's start with one difficult question. How would you, Kyle? How would you describe the last Saturday in just one sentence? For you, for the team, for the Raiders, however, the whole day. How would you? You can also only use one word. And start thinking, because I'm gonna ask you
I
the
already
same.
have my word.
Emotional.
Emotional.
He stole my word.
And emotional and powerful.
That's a nice
Good words.
description.
I think those were the two
Good
that
words.
contributed to that
Sean.
day.
No, I have to stick with emotional. For me, Saturday, for professional and personal reasons, was a very, very emotional day.
I would also go with emotional, and I would just use awesome.
Yeah. That's also good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It is awesome.
No, because it was, I think, and we're gonna get to it later, but I think it was for everybody. It was for the coaches, it was for the players, and it was me who was part of the organization. A great finish of a difficult 2 years with Corona, with a lot of changes with a lot of how's the word, adversity? No,
Adversity. Yeah.
adversity. And I think we accomplished it in all three parts: coaching, playing, and organizational wise. Pretty good last
I think
Saturday.
so too.
The Austrian Bowl. Let's quickly go a little bit into the numbers, like we always do, and we're gonna check out the stats. And you guys gonna see. Final score was 14-35. Why are the Vikings on
On the left, or what?
on the left at front? Because it was their home game. That's why we played in white. We were on the guest sideline, and we were the guest team because the Vikings were ranked higher in the regular season. So
I'll tell you what.
It
though,
actually didn't bother me.
the first drive, I was a little bit
Really?
like it took me a minute, but then it was like it. I kind of liked it.
I
over
kind of
there.
liked it too.
because you see
You see it, exactly. I mean, I know in the afternoon, it's a big advantage to be on the other side because
Of
of
the sun,
shadows and
yeah.
sun. But a night game, it was actually kind of cool to see the stands as the backdrop of the
and
game.
there was the possibility
Yeah.
to talk
True.
because you don't have the music boxes next to you and you don't have the fans in your back.
That's a good point.
And especially for me as an offensive player in the past, it was always hard to communicate in the huddle because our defense was on the field. Our fans were yelling, the music was on, and we screamed at each other, yeah, you have to do that better,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So for me, I mean, I wasn't involved in playing last Saturday, but I felt it was nice to a little bit more concentrated. They
And not using the locker rooms or anything like that. I mean, it really
Didn't change anything.
It didn't bother me at
No.
all, actually.
No,
It's whatever.
I mean we're still there. I mean
Yeah.
the last time I did that was 2010. I
with
was on the
Berlin.
other side.
But it was weird.
As a player with
As
Berlin,
a
and
player.
you won in the Euro Bowl semi.
Semi.
Yeah.
It was weird walking past their locker room, our locker room.
Seeing them
with
sitting on
in it,
our.
and having a purple neon light underneath.
But
I didn't love that.
I mean the entrance was pretty cool too. You know, I mean purple, pink lights, strobe lights and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
no, but I think that's the strobo light which comes out purple. I think it wasn't supposed to be.
I don't know.
Purple.
It almost gave me a seizure though. in
Yeah,
the
it was a
tunnel.
little bit too much.
Way too much. Like I was sitting there, it's like, hey, if we got a couple guys that deal with some things,
I couldn't look
like
into
Brian
it.
Flo couldn't have been in there.
I wasn't gonna say his name, but I thought that when I was walking out, I was like somebody who struggles with that.
and
That was
I
super
was scared
intense.
because the smoke was so intense that you
That's-
couldn't see your hand.
No,
in front
that's
of-
what I mean. So you had the smoke and then the strobe, and so you couldn't see past a foot past your face, and it just strobe. And I'm sitting there like, this is much. This is, yeah.
Ja, ganz schnell danke Gary auch nochmal für deine Glückwünsche. DJ Fu, danke dir. Lorenzo, liebe Grüße aus La Spezia, du bist schon beim Nationalteam. Und Andy, that's it. Genau, good job. Zurück zum Score, 14-35. Wir sehen es dann in den Highlights auch. The first half, probably not the first quarter at the beginning. There were a couple drives going back and forth. But then the first half was quite a good demonstration of
I mean, it was a touchdown catch from our quarterback, Sean Shelton.
Oh, the ballsy call. I think that the two punching in the two touchdowns where we had really good field position. Got a ball rolling that just wasn't going to stop.
Yeah.
But if you screw those up and get field goals or something, then it's a nightmare. Just like the first drive,
Yeah.
we had great field position, then went 3 and out. You know, so or 4 and out, I guess.
Yeah, and then missing a field
and
goal.
then halftime 28-0. Then we scored another touchdown in the fourth quarter. Yeah, third quarter no scores, and then the final score they got a touchdown and the pick six.
Awesome, Leo.
Yeah, Leo.
Great run.
Shout out.
Great run.
Hey, super run. When I saw straight running back with the ball, and like Kyle and I locked eyes. I go, "What'd you call it?" He goes, "The concept," and I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Let him sling it a bit." And in the moment, it was like, "Damn it!" And then afterwards, it was like, "Yeah, let him sling it. Who cares?
I mean,
he's worked for it."
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and then I think something interested through the whole season. The Vikings brought in a US quarterback, but also has an Austrian talent in their squad. And we saw it in the playoffs, we saw it in the season, they put Nico some place in there. But at the Austrian Bowl, Nico Ruder, the Austrian quarterback from the Vikings, got, I think, almost 3 quarters or something, or at least the second half.
2.5, yeah.
2.5 quarters. And Salem lined up often as receiver, but not as quarterback anymore. So that's their stats. And then we had a pretty good game from our quarterbacks, and they missed the statistics there.
What?
Schneider is not on
So,
yeah.
true.
with his
Oh, yeah,
touchdown
because I
pass.
threw myself a touchdown, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I like it. Fantasy football would have been great.
Yeah.
It's a 10-pointer right there.
So on the receiving side, I think Adrian and Marco we can take out a little bit.
So Marco caught a touchdown but didn't throw it. So I got the passing stats and he got the receiving stats most likely.
Yeah. Weird.
Interesting. But that's what I like to see with Lucas, with Finke.
Yeah.
He was sleeping all year. He dealt with a big injury and came back and
this one
was
great
really kind
catch.
of going through the flow.
32.5 yard
Yeah.
average is
Yeah.
about right.
And that's what we needed from him, and that was the expectations.
Yeah. And you were again our best rusher.
Yeah.
So you
Well, they were
can
very-
pass, you can catch, and you can run.
If you look at the game, there's a couple times it didn't look like I could run.
Yeah, they were being pretty greedy.
They were very
in the box.
aggressive. Yeah.
And I mean, we are all offensive people, but I think on the defensive side, Davion had a pretty good game. He played both sides again, and I would say also our whole defensive backfield. There were so many backups, and we brought so much pressure from the box. Played a lot, cover 1, cover 0 a bit, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you told me at the beginning of the year we're gonna win the Austrian Bowl playing straight man, no help over the top
Against the Vikings.
against the Vikings, I would have said you're crazy.
But
What's interesting to me, too, is Kev being a defensive coach last year and the defensive coordinator alongside Eshuan. You know, it's crazy how drastically different the defense looks.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really drastically different, and it's so aggressive. And it's kind of cool that you have a defensive coach that says, hey, our skill players are better than your skill players.
it's ballsy.
Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, I think my guys are better than yours.
Yep.
I'm going to bring pressure and see what you do.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Well,
And
the
it makes
weather.
it super tough, you know. I mean,
Right. And then when they got down and they were trying to throw, there's no way you were going to throw yourself out of that game. I mean, the ball by mid-second quarter was really difficult to grip and really difficult to be accurate.
I think I heard you or you, some of you, guys
I yelled at Kyle.
No, in the locker room in the halftime, this ball is trash or
Yeah.
something like
No,
that.
there was one right before halftime.
And I was thinking
I
to
yelled
go-
from the field to Kyle, I can't grip the ball.
And I was thinking to go to the referees and give them new balls.
I gave him 2.
Yeah.
In halftime,
Two
we
new
gave them
ones,
2
yeah.
new ones.
But by the time, you know, Tivoli, when there's consistent rain like that, it really gets,
Deep.
it gets
Servus.
slushy. Servus.
Hi. Wir haben einen Special Guest. Wir haben gerade eine Live-Show da.
Ach so,
Ja?
super.
Bist du
Bin ja
Hallo-
dabei.
Wirst du Hallo sagen? Ja?
Da ist die Kamera da oben. Also hier ist gerade unsere liebe Putzfee ist gerade gekommen von unserem tollen Partner Simmercheck. Ich hoffe, der stört jetzt nicht, aber wir machen einfach weiter. Auf jeden Fall, it's a good surprise.
That's what happens when you do things live.
Ja. Auf jeden Fall
We were talking about the ball.
the balls.
So
the
it was really going to be really difficult for them to throw themselves out of the game, even if it's just straight man coverage and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know, that's not weather that you want to be digging yourself out of a multiple touchdown ditch.
Yeah. And the Vikings had problem snapping the ball, catching
Yeah.
the ball.
Yeah,
And
I mean-
at the end, I think Coach Callahan said it in the interview of Raiders TV. We handled the rain better.
Yeah, shout out to Jeff, our
Yeah.
center. I mean, he always gave me a shot. You know, there was a couple. I mean,
Lower ones.
just like I had a couple balls that sailed on me and got out of my hand bad. It can happen. Same thing to the center. I mean, you would know.
Yeah.
And he altered it and brought less velocity, and just made sure that they were manageable.
Yeah.
He was
And
trying
that
to
was
get his first ring.
And that was a big difference. Yeah,
It was his first year as a Raider.
The only motivation I
Or center.
had was to win a championship for Jeff.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, he's never won a championship in his career.
There were a couple on the team who never won a championship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's Jeff.
Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Yeah, Jay calls you a triple threat.
Are you talking to him or are you talking to me?
Oh, both.
He would be a triple option threat.
Are you a triple threat?
I, on the other hand, is. I mean, I scored on a QB sneak and a triple receiver. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But if I wanted to,
Kylie, can you put this out so
Of
he
course.
can?
I mean, he always offered himself, you know, if we need a D end or
that's what I said.
you know, a lockdown
That's
corner
what I
or
said.
something.
I guess the Raiders coaching staff is not nearly as open-minded as the Vikings to have, you know, multiple position quarterbacks. So.
Let's stay away from it playing defensive end or corner.
I mean, I could give Peanut a
I mean,
breather.
defensive end. I mean, you probably got a shot.
Yeah, but then I gonna get you some braces for your knees.
I feel like I would be Balog, Baby Balog. That would be my nickname. Or Big-Headed Peanut. Either way.
Okay, jetzt haben wir...
Walnut. Your peanut and walnut coming off the edge. Yes, stuck right between the nuts, baby.
Jetzt haben wir viel über das Spiel geredet und ich glaube, jetzt müssen wir uns die Highlights anschauen, damit die Leute, die es nicht gesehen haben, auch sehen, über was wir reden. Und zwar machen wir das gleich. Die 15 Minuten Highlights findet ihr dann in den nächsten Tagen auf unserem YouTube-Kanal. Nicht vergessen, den zu abonnieren. Und jetzt schauen wir uns die 3 Minuten Highlights an. Viel Spaß damit.
Yeah.
It was great atmosphere. Thanks for everybody who was in the stadium.
Absolutely.
It was really nice.
It felt like a championship.
Yeah. Great start of the
Hey,
game.
can David, could he actually break one? How many has he got to, the opposite 40?
Yeah, every one of them.
Very consistent. Face mask, thanks.
And targeting.
Well, the thing is, helmets don't just fall off.
Yeah.
Although mine fall off consistently.
Yeah,
I think
then
my chin strap is old.
missed field goal. And
But
then
that's not a bad snap.
no,
We went right through his hand.
Ruben had a great game. And then
Check out your boy.
whoop,
You know what screwed me up is the soccer line.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were looking at.
Because I saw a line I recorded in my eye, and it was the soccer goalie box.
Hey, we wanted to block one all year. I'll take it. I'll take it.
and then Ruben here with a nice rushing touchdown.
Had it very
Yeah.
You know-
Defense played really good.
I mean, it's really tough, you know, if you get a ball that's not right there where your eyes are downfield and the D-line's getting so much pressure,
Yeah.
it changes the game.
Absolutely. It got to the point where you can't throw a quick game.
Who would have thought this?
Hilger with this
Remember,
returner.
on the side, I go, "What is he doing?" And I was like, "Oh,
Let's go.
oh, okay."
Yeah. Eden.
The Pilgrim Brothers.
That was a nice ball.
Yeah, it was easier to do the touch balls than anything that we were trying to put velocity on.
Very interesting.
Good run.
Yeah, I was trying to score. I don't know.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Best QBC quarterback. Oh my god, I'm such an ugly crier. I watched it with Lisa and she laughed at me.
See, I mean, not trying to say nothing, but if you're getting a lot of man, a lot of motions and condensed formations work. Oh yeah, shout out to K-Pro for the rain jackets. They kept it super dry.
Really? Was he dry on this?
Yeah, good.
They look good too.
Yeah. And then the happy moment at the end. Austrian Bowl
I think it's so
champions.
funny that that's become such a big thing.
Yeah. Was a really great game. DJ Bobo, congrats. Thank you. Yeah, emotional.
A triple threat in an interview before the game, but he was no threat like Sean. Hell yeah, Jay in Tirol.
Yeah.
Word.
Word.
Let's get to the emotional part. We all said it was good at the beginning with your words, special and powerful, and we saw this, and we also saw now the emotional part. Why was it so emotional? I never saw so many guys crying on our field.
I think it had a lot to do with just how the whole season was going in the years before, and we had a lot of guys that were still trying to find their way and how to fit into the team and all that stuff. And I really think the last part, I think the Dragons loss really fired the guys up and really it brought us together a little bit more, and understanding people's roles and what they're supposed to do. I think they finally really bought into the whole thing. It only took us 8 games, but I feel like they bought into it. And then, not to say that injuries are above and we're hanging on those, because everyone has injuries, everyone deals with the thing, but I mean, since I've been involved with football, I've never seen injuries like that after such a turnover. So you have all these, maybe a couple spotted veteran guys that stayed over, and then all these younger guys are getting hurt and role play, and then you get veterans hurt as well. So now you're really having to deal with guys in really spots that you didn't see them at for maybe another year. And they had to learn quickly, and it just took time. And then I think those last 2 games really put everything together, and it was very emotional for, I think, coaches and some players. For coaches, I think it was a little bit more emotional, just because we're in there hours a week trying to figure out, okay, like a chess piece,
who do we have this week,
and where are we going to put them in the best spot to play or make a play or be successful. And I really think that not trying to toot my own horn, but like Kevin and I did a pretty good job, and Sean and all the coaches on the staff.
I was close to tears when I saw you and Kevin hugging each other after the game, because I think both of you, it was the first time you were in that position, you as an offensive coordinator, Kevin as a head coach for the Raiders. And we probably tried to get it away, but it wasn't all our veterans had. Yeah, we were this 2019 team. We had this legacy. We won it all through years. We were sometimes, when we stepped on the field, we were so sure to win everything because we were really good. And then this year came and we thought, okay, things are new. The team is new. Coaches are new. Everything is new. And then we had these injuries, and then we lost games. And I think, and you don't have to answer that, but I think that you had also kind of pressure, or you felt the pressure, right?
Sure. I mean, because
and then at
it's
the
not
end,
like I'm stepping into a new environment. I understand the environment, and I know what's expected, and
and then it was like
doubt you feel some sort of pressure.
And then it was like, hey Kev, hey Kyle, yes, we did it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened.
And we showed them, we can do it. And he's not sure, and you're not Kyle, but you continued.
You're Kyle. You're not.
So you're not Lee. He's not Shuan, and you did something new. You did something completely new. So you didn't copy it or something. And I think this was nice to see, and I feel really happy for you guys.
Yeah, and it was super nice because we were able to start us.
Exactly. This is what I wanted to say.
That in our.
And don't compare.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And
I think the other thing was too is the season like every single game was a fight. You know, like we play a very hard schedule, but usually in the past we've had games where we not just show up and win, but like it's not a dogfight. Like May was absolutely brutal. Prague, we were losing 14-3 or whatever it was in the third quarter. You know, even the Rangers game was not easy. You know, and then we play the Vikings in the CFL, and you know, and then the next Dragons game, and then play the Vikings again and barely win that game. And so it's like every single game was an absolute struggle. And, you know, but we were able to put ourselves in a position to still achieve our ultimate goal, which was winning the Austrian Bowl, because of all this struggle that we went through earlier in the season. Yeah. And so that was kind of like, yeah, when that fourth quarter touchdown and it became a lead that was most likely insurmountable, it was just kind of like, yeah, holy crap, we did it. You
just
know,
a
like
monkey in a weight. Just
yeah, it's like
everything fell off, right?
Exactly.
It was like, yeah, yes.
Exactly, because there was an immense amount of pressure. And for me personally, it was the most pressure I've ever felt as a player. Because at times, and I think people who've watched me for a long time could see it in my play too, I was trying to do more than I usually do. It wasn't just,
we talked about it.
It wasn't just operating an offense at that point. It was trying to do something more. And, yeah, so all that frustration and pride and happiness and anger and throughout the season
came together
at once.
And it was the perfect ending.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so emotional.
Exactly.
Great explanation. And I think it's a man's sport, but men can also cry, and it's also important to cry.
It was funny. I was watching it with Lisa. I was watching it with Lisa, my wife, and obviously I was publicly emotional. And after she got done making fun of me, she looked at me, she's like, you know, I think it's great that you are able to display or comfortable enough to be able to show your emotion, how you're feeling. And, you know, and that's what it was. It was a very emotional, overly emotional, overwhelming experience at times.
Cool. Yeah. And I think this brings us to Inside the Raiders. We're going to watch Inside the Raiders now. Nobody saw it yet.
No.
So
Luca, it was my, it was our 5th Austrian Bowl since I've been here. And I don't know how many other international championships we've won.
3, 4.
3 CFLs, 2 super finals, whatever.
DJ Bobo, thanks. Yeah, especially from a Vikings fan and player. Thank you. Okay. So, Inside the Raiders also going to be on our YouTube channel in the next days. We're going to watch it now. Enjoy it. I can tell you it's a masterpiece. And thank you, Valik, for your follow.
Shout out Radar, Benny.
For the Inside the Raiders. Let's go.
Now, today's the Austrian Bowl. The Austrian Bowl, for many, is something different. Yes, it's a regular thing for the Raiders, but this year, these past 2 years of training and building up to it is completely different. For those who don't know, we've been through a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations, a lot of challenges that some people just wouldn't see if you're not in the organization, to be honest with you. But you know what? I had something burning in me this morning that said, sometimes these shortfalls, these challenges, these failures, these losses prepare you exactly for what you've been working for today. Exactly what we've been grinding for over 2 years for today. Corona happened. We couldn't play. We had injury after injury. We weren't the same team that many people saw in the past. Even still, we are here today. When people thought, oh, they're not the same. They're not as good as they once were. That's true, we're not. We're not the team of the past. We're not what the old coaching staff were. We're not the same players that we had. We're better, because this team worked for it. I had someone on this team teach me something that was completely new to my thinking what the Raiders were. Many people would say, oh, it's the money, it's the sponsorship, it's the things, the resources that they have now. Down here in Tirol, in between these mountains, Raiders, we work for everything that we want. We grind for everything that we desire. We put our full passion, our energy, our effort, our love for this game. Everything that we want. And then the lights come on. We take it. We take it from everybody. Because we worked for it, and we don't let anybody take anything from us because we're Raiders, and that's what it means. So as we hit the field, these lights come on, the dolls come out. Some are silent, some are loud, but the bark and the bite are the same, and we're taking everything for the victory today. That's a Raider. That's a Raider. Never let that go.
What a monologue. Oh my God.
Wow.
Some are loud, some are quiet, but the bark and the bite are the same. Oh my, what a quote.
Let's go!
I see you.
Whew.
It gave me goosey, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't breathe for that.
What a quote.
Aus der Klangmusik, die fremd und südlich war. Four quarters, Raiders football. Everybody doing their job. Everybody believing in each other. Everybody trusting each other. That's all we need. Everybody in here, that's all we need. The storm was here already. Blow them away. Blow those motherfuckers away. No prisoners, gentlemen. No prisoners today. We're guests, but we're in our fucking house. Happy hunting, gentlemen. Go, baby. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Let's go, boys. About me, 'cause I come and take your life away, Manny man.
This is what, for sure. This is what we're talking about, though. You have an epileptic in there? Nope, lights out. No.
The firefighters turned out the alarm because they were scared that the smoke starts the alarm.
I was like right in the middle of it. Alright, let's move along, boys.
Imagine they would stand somebody with a camera outside, people would run him over.
Look, you can't see anything. And adrenaline.
Oh, yeah! Okay, everybody do your job! We're unbeatable! Everybody do your job, we're gonna dominate! Let's go! Well, let's fucking go! 1, 2, 3, dominate! Well, let's fucking go! Well, let's fucking go!
Great editing.
Well, Paul's hammer gave him maybe some hype.
Hey! to the field right now. Okay? All right, here we go. Hey, 6 back to hospital. Go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
The cool thing is you were waving like, I'm free, I'm open.
Well, because I ran the different route than the plan. So I was hoping this out.
Just so you know, red zone is my zone. Let's go.
After me, obviously.
Yeah. Don't get ahead of yourself first.
Yeah. You're lucky it wasn't 2 yards out, because that would have been a QB sneak. That's my favorite one of Trinky's handshakes.
Is it just click?
He does click with everybody and then has a different thingy. And that one's my favorite, I think.
Yours is pretty good.
Yeah, but it gets annoying at times. It sounds like a fire alarm.
Okay, we're good? All right, here we go. Here we go. Hey, great job. Great job. Keep it out. Push. Next out on 3. 1, 2, 3.
You had to think about what the book is.
Yeah.
Kev was hyped too.
Keep it up. Hey guys, we gotta finish. All right, this is only the first drive. We gotta finish. We're the greatest defense in Europe. Okay, and now they can see it. No, 0-0. Here we go. Comes out on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I want to score so bad.
You need to move your feet high so you can't grab them both.
You don't have to grab both, man.
These two catches were
The out was huge.
this one.
Yeah. Like a huge catch and play. I don't get.
Is this a PI? I don't know.
I think it is a PI, but you can't call that a PI and Hovart's not a PI. Because they both didn't make plays for balls, and actually Hovart shot his hand over in the one.
You had a ball in the end zone, right?
The one where they got it on the post. Yeah. But they're both the same situation. They're both face guarded, but made time.
Nobody had faith.
They weren't calling.
It's up for us.
How much? Only if Jesus knows. Okay, I see you, Lilo.
It was a great run. I think he had his own little thing with that game.
All our quarterbacks throw.
Hook went up.
Because you bit down? Yeah, awesome.
Water pushed it through.
Oh, awesome, perfect.
That's cool. I love videos like this.
It shows pure.
Months and months and months. In this case, years of hard work come to one game. There's nothing but joy.
What did Schneider do?
Schneider went over like tackle Leo.
Why?
And now he's running back somewhere to do something else.
Hey, let's go!
Talk money, D. Talk money.
What's your back?
I've done that twice now. I don't want to do it. That's a 100-yard jog.
Okay, Penny.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, you didn't mention it. You were the MVP of the games.
It was just awkward to take all of
Awesome. That was awesome. Very nice.
Very nice, Benny. I know
Wow.
you are in the chat. Thank you, Benny, for your work this year with Inside the Raiders. Who don't know, Benny is a under 18 player and did an awesome job every week to edit and film this Inside the Raiders. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
See if he does next year.
Time will tell.
Yeah, and then we had a nice party, and there were some former players, and it was nice to see because for me, at least for me, it was the first party since Corona, so in a while, and it was great to see all the people and seeing them connecting to each other. The board was there, so it was a nice evening.
Well, that was the sneaky nice thing about having it in Innsbruck, like a huge benefit, because normally those guys wouldn't go to St. Pölten or wouldn't be able to stay the night or whatever the case may be. So having it at home allowed for some of that stuff to happen that wouldn't normally happen.
The Renrad crew was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now season is over. Holiday time. What are you guys gonna do next? I mean, today was Monday after the Austrian Bowl, so maybe still a little work, finishing stuff from the weekend. But where are you going for holiday? What's the plan? How is your summer looking? No plans?
I leave on Saturday to Croatia.
Nice.
For 2 weeks.
That's a yearly thing for you, huh?
Yeah.
For 2 weeks?
Last year we just got 1 week because of Corona.
Oh, yeah.
The row. I'm just hanging out. My parents are here, so get to spend time with them, and then more importantly, they get to spend time with my daughter, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. Before the game was the first time they met her, so that's what I meant privately and professionally. It was a huge day for me, and yeah, they just yesterday and today they just came over and hang out, and Valentina's warmed up to my mom pretty well. Still skeptical of my dad. Like, I don't know about that big-headed guy over there. But
so family time.
Family time, and it's been long overdue.
But it's things like that, that are so given for granted, I guess.
For sure.
Especially as, I would say, the American that lives abroad, that you don't see your family probably as much as obviously you hope.
Right.
And then with Corona, and then just being able to sit together in one area,
exactly,
one room is awesome.
Exactly. So that's the plan.
Cool, nice.
And you?
I'm going to multiple places.
Oh, snap.
Well,
In your van?
Monte Carlo.
Oh. I mean, to spend all my big bonus?
Yeah.
No, I'm going. Also, I go home to my parents, and then I go to Italy, and then we'll see where the camping van drives us to. So
Awesome.
nothing.
First
booked.
one with the Mo.
First bigger one.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So normally now, Kylie, now we would switch into an interview with you. So.
Should we answer Vikings questions first?
Oh, there's a question. Yeah. Who were the best defensive players of the other teams, Dragons, Giants, Vikings, you had to go up against?
Best defensive players.
From this season? Yeah, let's take just this season. It's probably the easiest.
Well, Vikings,
Leon.
Balog,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a monster.
Yeah.
He's so disruptive. I mean, you always got to have
An
a
idea
plan.
to stop
You
him.
got to have a plan for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if you don't, then he'll change the whole game.
No.
Giants, I mean, Schnorr is always an X factor. He flies around.
Exactly.
He goes sideline to sideline. He's so fast.
He's at every ball.
He makes great tackles in open space. I think they kind of put him in the wrong spot this year, but was still disruptive.
Yeah.
And Dragons-wise, defensive players, I think collectively, their whole defense, they fly around. I mean, there's not one that doesn't just
I would
go 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, I would say the same. I don't think there's a single player on the Dragons that really stands out in terms of individual performance, but
Exactly,
like
yeah.
27, 24, even 10, and these traditional what
I mean,
you would
both
deem as
Gal
role
brothers,
players, they just play with
They
such
fly.
so much energy collectively. They're a good defense.
Yeah.
And then sneaky, it would be Hovart. I think he's been crazy underrated his entire, at least
Who?
my time in Austria.
Over at number 32.
Lewis, number 32
From the Vikings. Yeah.
Sneaky underrated. I think I've thrown more picks to him than anybody by far, and he always just seems to be around the ball. But I think that's a pretty good list. Yeah.
Cool. Wenn ihr noch mehr Fragen habt, dann schreibt sie bitte in den Chat. Die zwei Herren oder ich können sie dann gerne beantworten.
Lucky's okay too.
Yeah, he's all right.
I'm mediocre. Shout out to Lucky.
Yeah, Kyle.
Pow.
Kyle Callahan.
Pow.
I think I asked you, or we talked about it, but I'm not sure. When was the first time we met? Was it still in Germany? I think it was.
Yes.
You played in Kiel, I played in Dresden. I was a backup from a backup, I think.
Yeah.
It was my first year of football, and you played quarterback for the Kiel Baltic Hurricanes, and that was in 2009, I think.
Yeah. And then a couple of us stayed the night in Dresden.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys took us out, showed us a good time.
So that was the first
That was
time.
the first time I met Enrico Martini.
Ah, yeah. Shout out to Enrico.
Hey.
And then you.
Elf's a good movie. You guys are both old.
We?
2009?
Yeah.
That was my first year.
Well, I graduated high school in 2009.
Yeah, and we were already drinking beer in 2009. Ooh.
Oh, snap.
Me too, but not if you ask my mama.
And then you went to Berlin,
Again.
and then you came with Schuan to Austria.
Yeah.
You probably came at the right time at that moment, because there was also a generation change. We had this 2011 team, which was really special, and we won the duel. It was the biggest success at that time for the Raiders.
Exactly.
And probably only got, how you say,
Jumped over or whatever. Surpassed.
surpassed by the 2019 season. But
Was 11 not undefeated?
no, we lost
to
in
the Vikings,
Vienna.
yeah.
In Vienna.
In Horvath.
It's a
Hard place to play.
I think
Regular
that would be
season
the
game.
only thing that bumps 19 up. That
Yeah.
we were able
Unbeaten.
to pull that
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. And then you played everything, not everything, but you played quarterback, you played receiver, you played punter, right? You punted.
Yeah.
too, yeah?
A punter. self-taught, you know.
And then you you turned
I'm
into
so glad that Philly punt was on the right hash. By the way.
then you turned into a coach, receiver coach, passing guru. You started learning by multiple coaches, a lot of under the influence probably from Lee Rowland and now I forgot his name. Dan Morrison, who was here in 2017. And then 2019 came, and you got hired as an offensive coordinator. 2020 no season, 2021 the season, and you finished as an Austrian Bowl champion as a coach.
What else do you need to ask me? It's like my career in a nutshell.
Yeah, I wanted to describe your career. And no, I think it's important to know for people who you are, because we have new fans who probably never saw you playing, so they don't know that you came here as a player. And you fell in love, and that's why you probably...
they grew up watching me, you know.
True.
So.
You fell in love here, and that's why you probably stayed, huh?
Shout out to my honey.
And just tell me how this year was for you. How was it personally, football-wise? I mean, I hope your private life was also great, but how would you...
My private life was very, very, very good this year. In the years previously. Thanks, Paul.
For me, it's sometimes difficult to say what I wanted to say in English, so I probably used the wrong... but you know
it made it good. It made it good. Football-wise, this year was, I think... I guess coaching-wise was a very good learning experience for me, understanding what I can and cannot do with the offense and play calling and individuals, putting them in different spots. Sean was a big help, always trying to keep me in the right direction and trying to, help me, tell me when it's too much, or, if...
Just be an alternate perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So that was good. I mean, I know what I want in the passing game. I have still a lot to learn in the running game, but but my experience with Lee really helped a lot. I really understand that part of it really well. The offensive line stuff, I could do a better job of learning, just technique-wise and fundamentals and stuff like this. But scheme-wise, I think that it was a good learning experience for me. Just the whole thing in the package deal.
Are you already excited about next year?
Of course.
Or you didn't thought about it now? Is it next week?
Nah, it's not next week. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
You already have plans?
Yeah, exactly.
You're already happy that we're going to have guys like Schneidi going to be again better, because you're probably going to live in the gym for the next 6 months. And
yeah. And I mean, it's super nice too when after the game and at the party, you talk to these guys and you try to figure out where their heads are and such and such, and we're not going to have a big turnover of guys, and that's always important, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if we talk in like U.S. college perspective, we were freshmen, sophomores, maybe some red shirts. Mm-hmm. And then we had the sprinkled seniors in there that kind of helped glue the whole thing together. But these guys got so much playing experience and so much things that normally they would never get until next year because of all the, injuries or whatever. Mm. Okay. So I think there's only room for us to grow and get better as an organization and a team. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy about that too. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what makes you excited as a coach too, because you're turning over all these kids that, are just coming up. They're 19, 20, 21 years old, and you're like, let's
go. They have a lot more years.
Exactly, yeah. And they're motivated.
You just said that you probably have to learn a little bit more offensive line stuff and run game stuff. What would you say? What the players were? Because not everything was perfect this season. The ending was perfect, but we talked about it. We had also in the shows in season we talked about it. We had mental errors. We had people weren't ready. We had people they were need to play because of injuries. And what do you think? What our players has to do for the future to?
Well, on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of people probably don't know this, but as an offensive mind thinker, the whole thing is based off of formations and movement. Mm-hmm. We don't do anything like special concept-wise, too bad, but my whole thing is a lot of moving around, a lot of moving pieces. And when that's really difficult for maybe a younger kid that's very inexperienced, but he's a great talent, you can't put too much on his plate. And I think we saw that a couple times throughout the year with us doing that, not just because we needed him on the field, but we also, exactly. So
well, I think the concepts aren't that difficult once you get a hold of them, right? Once you get a hang of it. But we had guys like for example, Rafael Belici, who had never played football at the AFL level and never played football at a high level. So to try to play catch up in season or just by getting them in the preseason is a really tall task. You want to shut the door? So catching guys like that up, or even a Rabenstein who's only played football for 2 years, or Seaman Pilger's first year at the men's level, or whoever, Gabe, you could say, Romed, you could say, because he's played defense and offense. Even Klaus, even Fink. Jeff's only played offense for 1 year. He's traditionally a D lineman. So, to your point, I think football IQ will only help because once we understand the X's and O's like the former offenses did,
the rest is coming.
Because even the Austrian Bowl wasn't a clean game. There was several mental mistakes. Just little things, but little things matter.
And that's where those mental errors come. There's where those mistakes come in crucial situations, and then it puts us back. And we're not like a high-powered offense. My whole thing is moving around, and we're, matriculating the ball upfield.
Good
and
word.
Like as we're just marching down, because there was never a time that we didn't go from the 30 to the other 30 with problems. I mean, maybe a little mistake here, but consistently we went 30 at least to 30 to the other 30. Very not easy, but
smoothly. We had our place that we moved.
Yeah, we moved smoothly.
But in the red zone, we struggled.
In the red zone, we struggled a little bit. So we know where we need to work at. And I had a ex-player do like a self-scout for us, do a couple games and stuff like this. And that, always self-scouting is always helping me and trying to see where I need to get better and stuff like this. But our open field football is pretty good, even through all the adversity and whatever. Especially when you have a stud like Sean that's able to see things differently, and we see things on the same level, and we talk the same language. So that's always good too. That there was not that turnover either.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a cool thing that most of the guys we probably have 1, 2, 3, maybe a couple more retirements through the whole team, but the core gonna stay together. Especially the young kids, they're gonna get older 1 year. They're gonna have one more year in the weight room. They now know what they have to learn, and I'm already excited too about next season because the team gonna look great.
And it's awesome too. We have so many strong ego guys that what I mean by that is like, they are veteran players, but they're willing to, let's say, sit on the bench if another guy they see is getting it done. and they're not selfish about it. They're willing to help them every day in practice, and give them little tips here and there.
Yeah.
Like Adrian does a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically my
assistant coach,
receiver coach. I mean, there's so much stuff involved in it that I don't have my eyes everywhere. And when he's able to take a Pilger under his wing, or a Marco Schneider, because I mean, even Marco, he had a great season, but he's still there's a lot to learn there, and but just his willingness to put his ego aside and say, no, like I am the man, I am this guy, but I'm gonna do whatever it takes for the next guy to be ready.
And that's also so cool about our offense, and also maybe our whole team, is that there is no one guy who gets every ball or makes every tackle. It's nice that in the offense we spread the ball to everybody through the whole year, right? It was never that. Maybe Pat Donahue got a couple more balls and a couple more touchdowns.
Well, he was a dog with the ball in his hand. I mean,
but after that, it was sprinkled all over the squad, and this year the same. And it was great to see. Kyle, before we come to our questions at the end, my question to you is, well, maybe Sean, I ask you too, that what is a fun fact about Kyle? So a fun fact about you?
I want to join the Renrod crew. I like riding bikes.
Yeah, but you have to be a linebacker, right?
Do I though?
We probably can find film from you from high school where you played linebacker. Did you play linebacker at high school?
No, I would have to go youth. I would have to go Pee-wee.
Pee-wee
film.
That's it. That's a nice fun fact about you. A couple of years ago, you became a real bicycle guy, right? Every 3 minutes, you're on the street.
Yeah, and this year was a little bit less, but now I have more free time, so I'll be out there ripping those streets up in Innsbruck and in Tirol. And then in Croatia, I'll be down.
I can imagine last summer at the Pacha Cove at Mac's birthday, you came with your Renn bike.
Yeah.
And I asked you, did you drove up here? I mean, I said, yeah, of course.
Yeah. What's up?
I can't do it.
I mean, slow and steady, but I'm getting up there.
Have you a fun fact about him?
I was just trying to think of something that's appropriate as well. Kyle, what some people don't know is Kyle actually has his own language.
Okay.
So there's a handful of words that Kyle uses that aren't English.
Okay.
They're Kentucky-ish. I don't know.
Really?
And so
Caleb, come get this guy.
So he'll be talking in the office, and every once in a while he'll say something, and I kind of go, like, you know what he means, but it's like,
I'm not sure.
Not sure about that one. And it's like Caleb's looking at him like, yeah.
Me and Caleb are from Kentucky, so we kind of got that, Kentucky bond.
Is Kentucky known for his own language?
I would
probably Southeast Kentucky.
It's known for some things, but it's just, I think every part of the states, particularly the South, has its own has its own slang or so.
Yeah. It's just like the Tyrolean dialect.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I have a fun fact that I don't explain it, but I just say, as a player, it was your pre-game ritual.
Oh yeah.
And the people who played with him know what it is, but it's gonna stay in the locker room. It's a secret.
Yeah. I don't do it anymore. But
yeah.
All right.
Koberalf, service and coffee were excellent Sunday morning at Maria Hilf Cafe. How was your morning, guys?
Hey, service is always good on Sundays. That's because my honey works there. She helps her brother out. That's family-owned business. He does a great job. They have really good coffee. And the Kober family was there this morning. Or, no, on Sunday.
And you guys came from the party?
And no, Nadine was working, and she texted me, like, hey, such and such, and Leo, and yeah.
Cool.
But great for those Sunday mornings, baby.
Good. Carl. That's it from the interview. We come to our last questions. 25 questions where you have to pick and choose one or the other.
One or the other.
And
no in-betweens.
No in-betweens and no, like, let me think about it. Quick.
I'm not very quick, though.
But you...
Sometimes, you know, like, the hamster has to start to get going in there.
It's not that hard.
Okay, here we go.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Dog or cat?
Dog or cat?
Yeah.
Dog, of course.
You have a dog, eh?
Yeah. Cats are off limits.
Chocolate or gummy bears? I mean, that's easy after we have gummy bears here, right?
Both. I think I'd go chocolate better.
Okay. Backpack or suitcase?
Backpack.
Soccer or Formula One?
Soccer.
Mercedes or BMW?
Mercedes.
Making a puzzle or doing a puzzle or watching TV?
Watching TV and then doing a puzzle with my son.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King.
Car or bicycle?
Both.
Nice.
Bicycle.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Partying or chilling?
Chilling.
Black or white?
Gray. Black.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Superman or Batman?
Superman.
Mountains or the sea?
Mountains.
Fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
Chaotic or being organized?
Organized.
Traveling or staying at home?
Staying at home.
House or flat?
House.
Cooking or ordering food?
Ordering.
Really? City?
I don't cook at home.
No?
My honey is a very good cook. Not as good as probably his, but I love everything she cooks.
City or countryside?
Countryside.
Sweating or having cold?
Sweating.
Basketball or football?
Football.
Cheerleading or cheer dance?
Cheerleading.
Thank you.
Nadine was a cheerleader.
Perfect.
Crushed it.
Easy.
Yeah. At the end it was like click, 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 click.
Mm-hmm.
Not like you. You were at I have to think, maybe this.
Shit questions.
Wenn ihr noch Fragen habt, if you guys have questions.
Mercedes or BMW, Audi.
If you have questions, write them in the chat. Wenn ihr noch Fragen habt, schreibt sie rein. Wir würden uns auch freuen, wenn ihr uns noch ein Follow da lasst. Das würde unseren Kanal weiter wachsen lassen und würde uns sehr, sehr freuen. Answer the $1 million question. Which is the $1 million question?
No. My girlfriend is not pregnant.
Is this the $1 million question?
I don't know.
I don't know. Neither.
I answered it.
Give us a question and then we can answer it. Are you playing next year, Sean?
It's a very, very good question.
I guess you'll have to play next year to find out.
It's open-ended at the moment. It was a great season.
Good answer.
Maybe I'm playing. Maybe Carl's playing.
Playing what though? Like playing video games?
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Playing for the Kufstein Vikings in baseball? Maybe.
Oh.
I am moving over there.
Ooh. We did talk about that though.
Yeah.
Right, they have a baseball team.
Yeah. We went and watched the game once.
Really?
Yeah, we were the only two spectators. And like everybody was like in the middle of the game, they're like looking at the bench and Kyle like, let's bring the heat. And then like after the second inning, like the umpire, like the teams came up like, what are you guys doing here? It's like watching baseball. But apparently they didn't.
It was pretty cool because some of those guys
they came to a game in Kufstein at the semifinal and they were loud. they were happy to be there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool. Sounds great. Baseball. I don't like it. But you Americans.
But if you would have said football or baseball, I would have said baseball. That's my first love.
Did you play it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What position?
Everything.
in baseball, aren't there some positions which are really, like, okay, you play that, that's not baseball? I mean, how you call them?
Yeah, left out, like every sport.
Yeah, right field.
Yeah.
Right field is...
You
Right
probably
field's
never
tough.
get a ball, right?
Right field is tough.
Not never, but it's not an action-packed 3 hours.
Action-packed. Yes.
But like if you make a mistake, then everyone knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake at shortstop, you know, you can play the
So
next play.
the far away players, they have to throw. They are the strongest throwers, right? Right.
Usually they have pretty strong arms. But
Center fielder is normally your best player.
Yeah, your best.
Because he has to.
He has to cover a lot of ground. But typically, like the right fielder is like a big guy who can hit normally, like the first baseman or whatever.
Exactly. Whatever. We are not
Like
a
you would
baseball.
have played
We are not
catcher.
a baseball show. Stop.
You would have
talking
played
about
catcher,
baseball.
you know, bulldozer.
Way. No,
No,
way.
I would
he
be
was
a-
first base for sure.
No,
I'm
Sure.
Does everybody has to
Bat?
bat?
Bat, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it's only
Unless
one.
you're the pitcher in one half of this league.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Ja. Okay, Freunde. Das war die letzte Show der Saison 2021. Wir gehen in die Sommerpause, Summer Break. Next show gonna be in October after the first, mid-September and September after the first youth games. Because youth season starts in September. Sean gonna coach some under 18. And camp is end of August.
Correct.
And then season starts, and you can follow on all our channels the news about our youth. But for now, we're gonna have a break. Everybody's on holiday, so don't expect us to answer your emails when you write us next week. Nobody's in the office.
Go get you one. Go get you one of these.
Wir wünschen euch auch natürlich einen unglaublich tollen, den besten Sommer eures Lebens. Wir zeigen euch auch nochmal natürlich unser Baby.
Don't drop it.
Da
I
ist
like
er.
it though. The wood and everything.
Da ist er, der gute. Unser Achter. Oh, look, Sean. Nummer 8. Ja, schön ist er geworden. You don't like
They
that one.
outdid themselves this time.
I mean, the bar was pretty low. The ugly ass trophies.
Wir bedanken uns bei. Don't say it exactly.
Sorry.
Wir bedanken uns ganz herzlich für euren Support
I'm so sorry.
im
You're
Stadion,
so pretty.
auf Social Media, hier in der Show, überall, wo ihr uns unterstützt habt. Es war ganz wichtig, als ihr nach der ganzen Corona-Pause wieder ins Stadion gekommen seid. Das hat unseren Jungs und uns als Organisation einen Riesenhype gegeben. Und wirklich Hut ab vor letzten Samstag. Ihr wart so laut im Stadion. Ihr wart mehr als die anderen. Das hat man gemerkt und gespürt. Es war wunderschön. Und der ist auch für euch. Ja, wir haben ihn nach Tirol geholt und in Tirol gelassen. Und mir bleibt nichts mehr übrig, außer Danke zu sagen. Und bevor wir... Oh, I almost forgot the
Pick
last...
songs.
We're
too.
gonna pick... Damn it.
I was gonna say because I actually came ready for one.
Sean,
Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life. Wir haben ja noch
Diddy.
unsere Playlist.
Check out his Instagram, then you know what he's talking about. He tried to be Gronk and TV.
Bad Boys for Life.
They did it better.
Yeah, they did.
Is it this? Diddy? Black
I believe so. It is a Diddy song.
Hey, yo. You ready?
Bad Boys for Life.
Go win. No.
Das
way.
kommt auf jeden Fall auf unsere Playlist. Dann kommt von mir natürlich We Are the Champions von Queen. Und Kylie, your song for our playlist?
Kane Brown. Heaven.
What? How you write the artist?
K-A-N-E.
K-A-N. Brown?
Yeah.
But you forgot the E.
There he is, right there.
Servus.
Servus,
Wir
ich bin wieder da.
Sehr gut, wir brauchen noch 5 Minuten. 3 Minuten.
Gut.
dann sind wir fertig. Dann schalten wir aus.
Passt.
Super, bis gleich.
Ich wollte fragen, ob ihr nicht Pause machen möchten.
Nee.
5 Minuten, dass ich doch schnell fertig bin.
Na, wir sind gleich fertig und dann kannst du schnell saugen. Okay?
Passt.
Danke dir. Surprise, surprise. Kane Brown, which song?
The second.
Heaven, perfekt. So. Zur Playlist hinzufügen und wir posten euch natürlich auch nochmal den Link zu unserer Playlist.
Putzmann ist der Herr.
Ja, der Putzmann ist echt der Hero. Wir brauchen keine Pause, vor allem nicht in einem Livestream. So. Perfekt.
We should have just paused the show and let him vacuum real quick.
Also nochmal, der ist auch für euch. Vielen, vielen Dank für euren Support. Es war ein unglaublich tolles Jahr. Es war sehr emotional. Es gab zum Glück das richtige Ende zum Schluss. Und bevor ich meine letzten Worte anbringe, Carl, your last words to the audience and to the fans out there.
Well, first I want to say thank you for the invitation, you two. This is always a blast, and I love watching it. But thank you for all the support and everything this season, and years past, and hopefully a bright future for us.
Well said. I agree. You guys are the best. Thank you.
And ich sag nur noch mal auch Dankeschön. Kommt im Herbst zu unseren Nachwuchsspielen. Werden auch tolle Spiele sein. Wir machen Pause. Danke für alles. Wir haben euch lieb. Wir haben uns lieb. Es war eine sehr emotionale Saison. Macht's es gut. Feiert gescheit. Bleibt gesund. Lasst euch impfen. Und wir sehen uns bald wieder. Ciao, Kakao.